Okay, live again. Going to talk about something that seems to affect a lot of authentic YouTubers. These days, it's always been a problem, but with AI, um, it's getting worse. And it's going to keep getting worse because this seems to be where YouTube wants the platform to go. Yeah. So, I have a pinned comment here. Midgard living. Yeah. Do they even know what that means? That's one of the channels that they're stealing clips from my videos and from movies and from other channels and mixing it together with AI slop, and that's their videos. Um, and I don't like to have people stealing my content. Some people will use the phrase fair use without knowing what that means. And I really don't care about what YouTube feels is fair use, because in this live stream here, I will simply explain why this practice, where these channels they steal content from other, they just copy content, they clip content out of other videos, and they make their own video out of that. And I'm going to explain why that might be the beginning of the end. That practice might be the beginning of the end for myself and probably several other authentic channels here on YouTube. Now, I'm not talking about this channel here. This is my live streaming channel. I'm talking about my main channel, which has my name, Bjorn Andreas Bull-Hansen. That's mainly a Viking Age content channel. I am a historical novelist. That's my job. And I've spent decades studying the Viking Age. So I do feel that, even though I would never call myself an expert, I do feel that having written multiple historical novels, having spent decades studying the Viking Age, that I do have quite a bit of knowledge about the Viking Age. I have also acquired clothes, weapons, shoes, shields, armor. I've built I call it my Viking cabin. It's built with modern wooden boards, so it's not historically correct in that sense, but it has a fireplace in the middle. So I spent so much time, so much money to bring you real, authentic content. And then you have these bastards just coming in there, stealing my content. You know how long it took me to build that Viking cabin? You know how much it cost? Weeks. And yeah, how much did it cost? In dollars, $15,000-$16,000. And I got very good help from another authentic YouTuber. I don't think he's very active now. His YouTube channel is called Berserker Gang 2019. So what's going to happen is that people like myself, we're going to get sick and tired of seeing that every time we have a video that gets, let's say, more than 20,000 views, because YouTube now, you don't really get the views, and uh, the income, the ad revenue per view is much, much lower. So there's hardly money in YouTube anymore. And then you see that, you see, we're going to get sick and tired of having our content stolen. So we're going to have to put it behind a paywall. I'm not doing that now, but if this continues and if it gets worse, why the hell would I make real, authentic content just to have it stolen? So typically, what I think you're going to see on YouTube moving forward is that the video creators that make real, authentic content, now, in the sense, not like, now you could say this is authentic because it's real, but this is different because nobody would steal this. I'm just sitting here in my office talking. But when you go out, let's say, like I do, and I'm in my Viking clothes, I have my fire steel, my flint, my weapons, my bow. I make my own bows, by the way. All of that is so rare. It's so rare to see. Now, I'm not saying I'm the only one doing that, but it's so rare to see that. So that's why they steal it, because they themselves do not have that. They do not have any authenticity or knowledge, so they steal it. So what you're going to see is that those people who make that kind of high effort content, they will not be doing that anymore. Why would they? They get their content stolen, and the channel stealing their content gets a lot more views, typically, you know. So why would they keep doing that? So what you're going to see is, I think, is that you're going to see the video creator making a short video, not a shorts, not that stupid format, but let's say a couple of minutes talking about what, here's the thing, I'm going to talk about, let's say, Viking shields or whatever. And if you want to see more, you will have to go to my Patreon, typically. That's what you're going to see. And I don't want that to happen, because I want my content to be available to everyone. Now, YouTube is not for free. You can't watch YouTube for free. You pay with your time watching the ads, or you pay with the premium thing, the premium subscription. But apart from that, I do not want to. I don't like grabbing money from people, you know. But if it's going to have to be like that, that every time you make something that sort of takes off a little bit on YouTube, then these people come in and they just steal your content and they upload it to their channels. If it's going to be like that, I don't know. I don't think I can keep doing that. I don't think I can just keep doing that like forever, because I'm not motivated by making content for other people for free. You get what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that. And there is another thing as well. I do not want my face in a video misrepresenting my heritage. Typically in these videos, like this stupid channel, Midgard Living, you have I think the banner on their channel, you have the Vikings with horns on their helmets and stuff like that. Come on, it would be funny if it was a joke. It would be funny, you know. Now, pre-loved bargains, you have a very long nickname. Okay, then don't. Well, if you don't care, why are you here? Go somewhere else. So, now, by the way, if you're going to disrespect what I do here, you're going to get kicked out, okay? I do not have any tolerance for things like that. Okay, so I care about my content. It's important to me, and I know that it's important to many other people as well. I want it to be available, but the problem now is that this is just getting worse and worse and worse. I fear that we're going to see also people with a certain political affiliation stealing Viking Age content. Now, that has happened before. I'm talking about those, the National Socialists, those people. So I don't underachiever. You see, I can't control what YouTube is doing here. I'm not deleting your messages in the chat. That's automatic. That's just YouTube doing that. Sorry, I can't do anything about it. I'm really sorry about that. I wish YouTube would stop doing that, but so we had a problem, or we have a problem in Scandinavia with the National Socialists, and they have been known to come in. They come in, and they take photos at the Viking festivals. I have had my photo stolen, and it appeared on one of their websites. And I can tell you, and it's happened to other people as well. And I can tell you that you do not want your image, your photo, your face to appear on a Nazi website. I think that goes without saying. It's not nice, okay? Because, yeah, it goes without saying. So that's one aspect to it. You have no control. Once they steal your content, you don't know where it ends up, because people steal from the stolen people steal from those theft channels as well. So once they steal your content, you have no control. You don't know where it ends up. Rocky Mountain Bear, wow, that's a wonderful donation. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Content thieves should be punished. Yeah, they should. They should. You will never watch or support lazy thieves, but I will report them. Yes, and you can actually report these channels. You click on those three dots up in the right corner, and you can then flag or report the video, and you choose impersonation, I believe. Very few people will do that, but you can do that, and I'm going to I'm going to do that, and I have a friend who's I still have this smartphone thing here. By the way, our days of using a smartphone is coming to an end. That's a different topic, but when they will require your digital ID and your biometric data to open your to use your smartphone, then you shouldn't. But I got my light phone, but I'm waiting for it takes forever. Sorry, waiting for the screen protector. Yeah, but anyway, I will just not quote, but I will tell you what my friend here said. Let's see. Let's see here. What did He said, now, this is Ramuni Viking Crafts. That's another authentic, really good channel. I'm not going to quote him because I didn't ask if I could quote him. And let's see, but he's telling me here that there's another channel. Let's see, Viking Discovery. Viking Discovery. That's another AI slop / theft channel. And they stole not only clips from his video, but also his music that he himself played, because he's also a musician. He played, I believe he played several of these Viking Age instruments. So they stole all of that. YouTube will do nothing when you report it as a video creator. But if enough people report the video as, impersonation, then they will probably get in trouble. So that's if you want to help me out, you can do that. So I really don't hope that this is what it's going to come to, because I want my videos to be available to people without using a paywall. Of course, if you want to support me on Patreon, that's great. There are, of course, exclusive videos there for patrons only, but I don't want to put all my videos there. So this is a problem. And we live in an age now, a time when the biggest companies, some of the biggest, well, at least the biggest tech companies, they just steal, like the AI companies. They've just stolen thousands of books. They just rip them off the internet to train their AI models. It's just glorified copying. So, yeah. Do I think that lots of people will care about this? No. But I care. Let's see. Yes, exactly. Soul extract. You can report someone for impersonation if they stole from you. Yes, but you can also report people for impersonation. If you see that someone's stolen from another channel, you can do that. It doesn't have to be that they stole your image. So I'm going to. It's a bit difficult for me because I do not want to click on their videos, and it's just painful to watch. The little that I have watched of these videos, it's just painful. They can't pronounce the names. What they're saying is nonsense, and it's painful to watch. So yeah, but if I see it, I'm going to report it. Let's see here. Ian says, I also report AI slop and impersonation. That's great. What is the name of the page? It's in the pinned comment, Midgard Living. But that's just one of the channels that do stuff like this. Judy says, this is a huge problem. People can't afford to subscribe to Patreon, this and Patreon that. So many wonderful creators that edify our lives. Yeah. I'm not expecting anyone to, pay for each YouTuber they want to follow. That would become very expensive. Cave Clown says, same is happening to to those of us in the music world. Yeah, I know. It's horrible. um, yeah, Soul Extract went after Midgard Living. Let's go to that channel for you. Thank you. YouTube needs some mass suing. That's what they need. I agree. But who's going to do that? Impossible to win. Actually, it has been done recently, and YouTube lost. So that was a couple of Indian actors, or an actor and an actress. They sued YouTube for impersonation, I believe, because they had been their likeness, their face basically, had been fed into an AI, and they made videos where these actors were seemingly smooching on other people, and then that caused an uproar in India because these I think, are married, and they were accused of being unfaithful and all of that. So YouTube lost that one. I'm not in a position where I can sue YouTube. Where would I get that amount of money? So, yeah. I think India is the biggest market for YouTube, actually. That's what I heard. So, yeah. It's starting to get cold. Yeah, I know it's starting to get cold. It's quite cold outside. AI is supposed to improve our lives. um, Rocky Mountain Bear. If we come across any more imposters, can we share them on your community post, or would you need to enable YouTube community post? I would need to enable YouTube community post for that, but I don't think I'm going to, because what people are telling me is that when they enable the YouTube community posts, they just are filled up with AI slop again. AI slop channels, bots, ads for all sorts of nonsense, and people posting inflammatory content there. I'm not going to do that. Yeah. So that's the problem there. AI is supposed to improve our lives, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. And it could. It could. Yeah, I already read that comment, I believe. But what I was going to say is that it could, but it doesn't seem like that at the moment. Tore makes, who are the Nazis? People who call themselves Nazis. It's very simple. Yeah, I'm talking about real Nazis. There are actually people out there who call themselves that themselves. That's what they call themselves, so I will take their word for it. And you don't want them to come into the Viking festivals taking photos and putting those photos on their website. They were especially fond of blonde girls in Viking outfits. That's what I've heard. Rather complicated to report. I don't think so. It's just clicking on the three dots. The three dots, right upper corner. Yeah, well, and we're not talking about. I'm not talking about Nazis like the far left, the people that the far left would call Nazis. I'm talking about people with a very short hair. They call themselves Nazis, and they idolize a certain Austrian man with a very ugly mustache, right? Yeah. Okay. I'll let's leave that topic. Uh, so yeah, this is a problem, and I think AI is actually, can I say, it's in that sense a less of a problem at the moment because follow me through here, okay? So at the moment, it's easier for these people to just steal your videos, cut them up, and put them into a video of their own with stolen content from other channels. Because, the, the, you know, that's not AI. It's a huge problem. As I've said already, I put so much effort into my Viking videos. And at the end of the day, when you end up making like maybe $50 on that video, right? In ad revenue, maybe $50, $40, $50. And then you see that people just steal it. You have to realize that real authentic video creators are not going to put up with it. We're not going to keep doing that. Because what you are then, you are actually just someone generating content for multiple channels that are not your own. Right? I don't think any of you guys would want to do that. It's like, I don't know what your line of business, what your profession is, but would you like to, let's say you're a lawyer and you work with a case, right? And you finish the case. Let's say you finish the case, and then the money gets split up that you were supposed to have. It gets split up, paid out to, let's say, 10 different people. You would not want that. You might even say that I'm not going to be a lawyer anymore. Now, there are people out there who still believe in this myth that this is when people do that, it's actually good for you because it's like free advertising. That's a very naive thought. Now, you have to realize that within the first, let's say, day, 24 hours, the future of a video is decided on YouTube. Now, actually, within the first 15 minutes, a lot is decided, but you have within those 24 hours a relatively constant demand for that content. And if that content is spread out on several channels, you are going to get less views. Let's say there's a potential there for 200,000 views on a video. That's the interest out there. That's the potential reach for your video. And then you have 10 channels. You make a video and very quickly it's stolen, cut up, and fed to the same audience. You have to divide it by 10 then, okay? Then you get 20,000 views, not 200,000. That's how it works. So, yeah. And when it comes to AI, of course, right now, the theft is a bigger problem, at least for me. But very soon, AI will become a major problem. And that's because they will just steal your likeness. So you will see me appearing in other videos, doing things, saying things I've never done and that I've never said. I can't do anything about it. I will not be able to do anything about it because, at least not within the YouTube platform, I can go after these people legally. But YouTube introduced recently a likeness detector, which sounds great. Sounds great. And I thought, thank you, YouTube. Finally, you're doing something right here. And then you look at what is required of you to access that likeness detector. Oh, you have to scan your passport or your driver's license, probably both, and send it to Google. And you have to do a biometric face scan and send it to Google. Now, why would Google need that? They already have my identity confirmed because they pay me money, not so much, but they do pay me money. And they know who I am. They have hundreds of videos uploaded here on my channel. So why would they do that? Well, it really is, I think this is just evil at this point, because they are not doing that to help you. They are doing that to train Google's Sora, their AI. So it's like you reach out to get some help removing the AI slop using your face, and then they say, yes, we will help you. Oh, we will just need to scan your face. And of course that goes into the same fucking AI model, the Sora. Future Sora, uh, only a fool would do that. Of course, I'm not going to give YouTube a biometric scan of my face. So, but if you don't do that, there will be no likeness detector and people can just use your face. So, you know, yeah, so that's coming. Of course, I see where this is going, and I honestly think that they need to fire the CEO of YouTube and the other kids in the room with him, and get some adults in there. And it's disgraceful what they're doing. So yeah, I can get copyright striked for using my own videos in another video. Did you know that? It's insane. Other people can take my content and that's fine. I can't do it. Well, I can sort of do it if I am careful, but the only one who can't use my videos, that's me. No, it's just at this point, as I said, it's this ugly expression. They're pissing on you. And they don't even have the courtesy of calling it rain. And when this really takes off, you are going to see the authentic creators putting all their content on Patreon or other platforms that has a paywall, because that will be the only protection that works. Of course, these people could just pay, but they won't. Yeah. There's a guy who Yeah, there's a guy who plays the bass, Italian guy. Oh, I can't remember his name now. He's very big on YouTube. And is that Davey? Yeah, Davey. And he got copyright striked for, how was it? It was his own content. No, I can't remember now. But he's going to quit. Davey 504. Yeah. No, he's sick and tired of this. I can understand that. He's an authentic YouTuber. He makes his own content and it's stolen. They just steal it. So yeah. Oh, that's stealth mode. He was playing his music on the live show, got striked. You know. Yeah. All 9 parts access. My channel will always be authentic. That's great. We need more people like you on YouTube. Yeah. Ola, I don't know who that is, but Ola had the same issues and people stealing his stuff and selling it. Yeah. Of course, it's been a problem for a long time that if you go on Etsy, it's riddled with, especially Viking and bushcrafter. A lot of these people, not all of them, of course, they just steal people's screenshots from videos and use them to advertise for their stuff. Yeah, I like Davey 504 too. I'm not really. I'm not really. It's not really what I'm interested in, what he's doing. But I watched some of his videos, and yeah, it's funny, and yeah, I like his videos. So. Yeah, so basically this is the problem with YouTube now. And I'm getting, what I'm thinking about now is that these people who will just scream fair use, fair use, fair use. That's what they say. And oh, it's not stealing, it's fair use. And I don't know if it is or not. It's not fair, you know. But the thing is that it doesn't matter if this is within what YouTube thinks is fine or not, because the effect of this is going to be the same. It doesn't matter what YouTube's rule are. The only thing that matters is how this is going to affect the real authentic YouTubers out there. Do you really think that the real authentic YouTubers will keep posting videos, will keep uploading videos for everyone to see for free on YouTube when they're constantly being stolen, cut up, misrepresented, and also in the very near future, or maybe already, their face likeness will be used everywhere? You really think they will keep doing that? I don't think so. I don't think so. I thought fair use was bound by the seconds you use in your video. Yeah, probably. And but then, with me, they seem to take stuff from several different videos, cut them up, and then you have, let's say, 5 seconds of this video there, and you have 8 seconds of another video here, and so on and so on. And to report this to YouTube, it's a pain. You have to go in and identify timestamps for every single clip. So let's say they have 12 clips from different videos that you made in one video. That's quite a lot of work to do that. Yeah, no, they don't have the decency to add credit to the makers of the stuff. No, of course they, uh, of course not. And then, in this one video they were talking about with this extremely American accent. Maybe it was just an AI voice. I don't know. Talking about the Viking sea axe, the sea axe. Oh, have you heard about the Viking sea axe? It's laughable. And then, none of the things that I'm saying, like, the socks was actually it's Saxon. It's not really a Viking knife, even though the Vikings used it. But it comes from the name. Basically, you can tell from the name that this is a Saxon type of, yeah, sea axe. Yeah, not a sea axe, but they're talking about the socks, but they can't. The knife. And there's typically, the broken back socks. That's what you see most of the time. It has a specific shape, but they can't pronounce it, so they said the sea axe. Yeah. Oh, the collaboration option is different under a cheer. That's different. You're supposed to use that when you actually have a collaboration with another channel, an actual collaboration. I'm going to use it a lot because I have overlapping content on my different channels. So yeah. So that's a different feature. So none of the nuances are included in these videos. It's like another example here was one of these channels. How did the Vikings deal with the cold during winter? They slept with their animals. And I'm like, what? And they're talking about how the longhouses were used both for the animals and the people. So you had the animals in one half of the house, and you had the humans in the other half of the house, and that's not a Viking thing. That was common practice in Northern Europe. But none of these nuances are included in these stupid channels. So yeah, I will keep making videos until it becomes unbearable. I still have some hope that YouTube will understand what they are doing here and change things. And that, yeah, the AI bubble and all of that, we could see a change with when the AI bubble bursts. It will. we're going to see a huge. It will be of catastrophic dimensions, and maybe something could happen when that happens. Maybe they would roll back these things. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, Rocky Mountain Bear. Yeah, took a while for me to get the right pronunciation of the socks. Yeah, no shame in that, but it's like I have the extreme opinion. I have an extreme opinion. My extreme opinion is that you shouldn't make a channel. You shouldn't have a channel about something that you know very little about. If you're going to have a Viking channel, you should know a little bit about the Viking Age. Some people might call that very elitist, but that's just me. That's my opinion. Yeah. So, yeah, I honestly don't know what to do moving forward. I'm not going to make any changes right now. I'm just telling you that if this becomes unbearable, if everything is just constantly being stolen, um, it's going to it's going to be very difficult to keep going. Yeah. Have you come across anyone on YouTube using your name to ask for donations? Yes, all of the time. So what they do is they steal my logo and they use my name. They put that in the comment section and they try to sell things like go to. And by the way, this is why I have unchecked or made it so that you can't post links in the comment section, because these people will try to direct. They try to pretend to be me, and then they try to direct people to websites, scam websites. I believe they're trying to. Typically, they will sell crypto. I've also heard that they're trying to sell solar panels. And yeah, well, if I spot, yeah, it makes Andrew Chiro says it amazes me that YouTube can't spot scams like that. Yeah, it should be very easy to spot that. And if I see it, I will report it, and kick that person out of the channel and stuff like that, block from the channel. But they come back. They come back. They just create another impersonation channel, and they come back. uh, let's see here. Yeah. White Island, thank you so much for saying that. Now, I'm not unique here. This is a problem for, as I said, most of the people in the Viking Age niche of YouTube. Now, most of the authentic people in that niche. but I don't think I have spoken with some of the other guys, and they do not like having their content stolen. None of them. They think it's horrible that this is happening. Um, it's just horrible. So I don't know where this is going, but YouTube seems to be doing everything they can, everything they possibly can to make themselves hated. Um, I have seen some projections or guesses about where YouTube is going. Maybe you know already. Derek, says my first book comes out next month. Is a math philosophy book. Well, congratulations. So what YouTube is going here is the future of YouTube as this is what it looks like. I think YouTube, first of all, is going to merge with Hollywood. I think that's you're going to see YouTube becoming more and more less authentic, more and more commercial, and it will be a streaming service with TV shows and movies and stuff like that in the future. I think at least that's what YouTube and Hollywood, I think that these production companies are talking about at the moment. It might, we will see how that goes, because I think YouTube does not understand their own platform. The people who are there now, they are stupid people. They do not understand what YouTube is, but they're going to try to run with that. And you're also going to see, of course, a reckless implementation of AI in everything on YouTube. And I think also they don't care if they lose authentic video creators, as long as they keep the big ones. They're going to keep the big ones, and I think that they have special deals with YouTube. I think that they are not the big channels like Mr. Beast, and also the ones, also some that are less smaller than that. They're not dependent on the algorithm, or should I say the algorithm. They have been removed from the algorithm. That's what I think. They have been removed from the algorithm, and they're being manually pushed on the platform. That's my guess. Yeah. So we're going to YouTube at this point. It's obvious they don't care about most creators on the platform. They really don't. They really don't. Real Thoughts Project. I don't personally know anyone who actually watches Mr. Beast. Yeah, but I think that YouTube is seeing that people like us, we're not really the market. I mentioned that India is the biggest market for YouTube out of all countries. It's India. That's the biggest one. And How many kids are religiously watching Mr. Beast? I don't know, probably quite a lot. Yeah. But we all know that Mr. Beast, he really loves the kids. So, yeah, isn't that wonderful? Hmm. Exactly, Red Wolf Moon. Children are most likely to have ads enabled and keep watching and keep watch time. Yes. Yeah. Now, I will say that I enjoy making videos. I enjoy making videos. And I'm going to keep making videos. But I see a problem in the future in addition to what I've already have talked about. And um, it's digital ID. Now, do you have a smartphone? And do you have an iPhone? If you do, let's talk about the iPhone first. I think quite soon now we're going to see Apple requiring you to do a biometric face scan and all of that to use your iPhone. That's when you need to get rid of your iPhone. If you have another sort of another type of smartphone, fear not, it's coming very soon to the other smartphones as well. They know that people are addicted to their smartphones, or at least that's what they are guessing. So they are going to require you to do a biometric face scan and all of that, and that's basically your digital ID. You're in the system then. If you do that, you're in the system. You're in the grid. You're in the matrix. So what can I say? I can only say I think that don't do that. Don't do that. And yeah, Heilhugen, I do but barely ever use it. That's great, but it won't matter if you want to use it once in the near future. You're going to have to do the biometric face scan and have the digital ID. So that's coming very soon. Apple has already mentioned that, I believe. So it's coming. And that's when you should stop using your smartphone. You should not let them do a biometric face scan. That's all I can say. So anyone who wants to keep their freedom, I mean, the days of your smartphone use is coming to an end very soon. I'm just telling you, it's that's the choice you're going to have to make very soon. If you don't want the digital ID, if you don't want to have your biometric data fed into the biometric face scan and all of that fed into the system, if you do not accept that, you're going to have to not use a smartphone at all ever again. So I think that's coming within maybe next year, maybe before. So yeah, I'm not going to have a digital ID. I've thought about that for quite some time, and I've arrived at the conclusion that no. The answer is no. I know that life will be difficult, but no, the answer is no. I'm not going to let them do that. So I think that's going to be a choice that you have to make. And as I've said so many times, my main platform is not YouTube, has never been YouTube. It's the website that you can see on the screen now, on my wall, and on the microphone arm. That's my main platform. Always will be. And you will find my videos there. I don't trust YouTube when it comes to sending out notifications, of course. I think we all know that they don't do that much. But if you subscribe to my website, you will get notifications when I upload new videos. You can also subscribe to, or you can join my Patreon for free. There's a link to my Patreon in the video description, and you can do that. And the videos that are, I've started to make the videos that are already publicly available, also publicly available, as in for free on Patreon. So it will only be the exclusive content that is, for now, behind a paywall on Patreon. Yeah, Trump's debt slavery. Yeah, it's isn't it nice? Yeah. 50-year mortgage. I saw that. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to have to go now. Actually, what I'm going to do now is to make a little blog post on my website with, I put my latest video there. So anyone who has subscribed to my website, they will get a notification about my new video. Well, the video that I uploaded on Saturday, that is Saturday evening Norwegian time. If you get my notifications, that's great. That's great. Wonderful. Yeah, okay. We will hopefully talk very soon. And until then, have a wonderful evening or morning, whatever it is. Okay, bye-bye.